Yes now, bless now, don't forget the rest now. There's King of the Pit TV at There's Rocksteady. Let's talk music. Wintersun. Alright. Live rehearsal. I got the full setup here. 3 tunes back to back. I've already done a reaction to one, so you're only gonna get two, okay? And we're gonna start with this one, The Land of Snow and Sorrow. I've never ever heard this track before. I've heard the Wintersun before, I've listened to Wintersun to some extent. Never heard this tune, Land of Snow and Sorrow. I'm expecting some riffs. I'm expecting some mystical, magical melodies. Let's get straight into it, people. One love. What we got? Rocking your own merchandise, is that cool or is it uncool? Let me know. Does this band use synths when they're performing live? Because in this live rehearsal, there's no one on keys, but there's a lot of samples. As we could just hear, there was a volume swell of a sample, which could be performed on the keyboard. So, I assume it's one of the members of the band, possibly, who incorporates the keys into the production during the studio. Who knows? I don't. This band really does set a magical tone with them keys, don't they? I mean, it would just be plain and simple going through a little practice of a riff or what would sound like if it wasn't for them keys. That harmonization, that melody atop of what them keys are doing in the background really creates a magical soundscape. Really big fan of that. We've got some harmonies now. The drummer has gone out of their way to really minimalize what can be done during this. The drummer looks almost bored of what he's having to play right now. Obviously, the drummer is incredible. All of the members of this band do a brilliant job. Um, but it goes to show you don't need much to do a lot, people. There we go. Livening up a bit now. I just want to give a shout out because the last and only Wintersun video I did racked up more views, than any of my other videos. Alright, I thought Gojira had a good fan base. Wintersun, people who like Wintersun, if you're watching this right now, I'm sure you are. You're a legend. I don't listen to this sort of music. I've never really delved into this style of music. I don't know what it is in particular. I would basically call this power metal in my opinion, because it's just boxed off with that style of music I've never really touched. These dudes bring for in my opinion is very, and I mean no offense to this is metal is nerdy, right? Full stop. This style of music pushes the boundaries of nerdy, right? Them vocals are something else, all right? But they make it so tasty. They make me want to start playing World of Warcraft again. I'm not gonna lie to you. Somebody told me that members of this band was in Nightwish as well. The only thing I know about Nightwish is Planet Hell, because it was on RuneScape videos back in the day. So I need to check out Nightwish properly as well. Yeah, because I know that's another adventurous band. Shout out to all the power metal heads. It gets muffled a little bit in the general spectrum of melodic, sound that is going on. But that's actually quite a heavy riff. Them chugs are quite heavy. I'm wondering what tuning this band is in. It wouldn't be a surprise to me if the band was in E standard, but I think they're tuning a little bit lower than that. But I think it's a standard tuning. I can't see this being a drop tune band. Is it D standard? I wouldn't say it's as low as C, is it? But that's a heavy riff, low key. But them synths sort of bring the register up a little bit, and them synths, even though they're not really in this performance as far as somebody, doctoring them as we're watching, they are the forefront of the sound of this band. If you took away them synths and samples and so forth, this band would not be as popular or as epic. No doubt, no doubt. Mean pinch harmonic, that. Quite a ballad. There's not been any harsh vocals so far. This is a groove. Come on, where are we going? Night is what? I might have to throw on a little connection here. One moment, people. The lead guitars that are noodling in the background to this section sound absolutely brilliant. I mean, the vocal takes the forefront because you've got the harmonization and the frontman's really giving it a bit of oomph. But just underneath that, upon the rhythm guitars, upon the synth chords, you've got a real nice lead guitar, which is very quite intricate to say it doesn't stand out as much as it should do. Well, it's not that it should stand out, because obviously that's what the mixers provided, and I'm sure they wanted just general melodies to really boost and emphasize the incredible vocal line we're hearing, but you know what I mean. Good use of dynamics there. You hear how large it was and it just kicked out to the clean section. Really good timing. Catchy melody, catchy hook. Ooh, that was nice. Little ode there, little growl. I was waiting for a bit of harsh vocal. Really incredible. Them harsh vocals are so grim. Like, as far as metal vocals go, there's something about them vocals I can't put my finger on. Okay, they're like verging on the death metal-esque aspect of metalcore. Not like pop metalcore, but also not like hardcore metalcore, which obviously is where it stemmed from, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm quite naive when it comes to that style of music, but it reminds me of like the grimness and the sort of swooping shriek of At the Gates and bands like that. But At the Gates were, if not a metalcore band, heavily influenced by the 90s metalcore acts. So, a little train of thought. The vocals are incredible, basically. Great relationship between the two guitars there. That lower register rhythm, that riff was really tasty, because normally with the guitar being sort of a mid-register instrument, especially whilst you got the keyboards and all this extra additional stuff this band is using, lower denominator riffs, especially whilst there's a melody being played by a lead guitar, tends to fall back and get a bit muddied, if not just goes completely absent. But that riff in that register was just, it had a whole space of its own to breathe. It was really cool, really nice riff, and of course the melody atop of that was tasty too. Night is calling over my home. These dudes put a real deep thought into their music. I was thinking what their process would be as far as writing music goes, and I don't know how they would do it. It wouldn't be a let's just jam out at practice situation. A lot of this will be pre-written, or at least the basic um, idea of a riff or a section and so forth, and then from there they're more than likely going to have a discussion and layer it. But alternatively, I could assume the songwriter riffs out or does whatever needs doing, and then on a program of sorts adds the melodies and the chords and so forth, and sort of programs in an idea as to what's going on. That was really good. I liked the hook that was on repetition there at the end, almost pop like, just drilling in that, melodic pattern and really dragging it for a moment. That was nice. That was nice. It was very pleasing to the ears, and there was never slow raise of the dynamic as we were going through there, but there was a raise of dynamic from start to finish. Anyway, this band's really good with dynamics, even pulling out to a complete clean section out of nowhere. Wasn't even any bleed from the drums or anything. They just went from heavy, full to minimal, clean ambience. Really good. The drummer looked like he was having fun as well at the end with a few cool drum fills, because from what we noticed right at the beginning, there's obviously an intention to pull back what they're capable of in order to make room for good ideas and not rely so much on just being incredibly, talented and shred maestros, which gets really boring. And it's hard to be so melodic when you're just trying to cram in as much shred and as much technical capability as possible. That was really good. That was enjoyable. Anything else I need to comment on? I was quite pleased of the absence of like some ridiculous guitar solo. Of course, there was lead guitar sections, but there was, from what I was aware, no real like guitar solo, and I appreciate that. That was about no more than 8 minutes long, that song, which to me is a ridiculous time. I by choice I would never listen to much music at that length. I just don't have the attention span nor the time to do so anymore. But regarding the time they had, they turned that into a movie. Like the amount of passages and sections and sort of, I didn't really follow the lyrics too much, but as far as the storytelling I was receiving through the track as a whole, in the limited time they had, that was absolutely incredible. That was really good. So that was Wintersun. Gonna move on to the next track, so keep your eyes peeled and I'll get that out. Thank you very much for the people who have been interacting. There is an incredible Wintersun audience, which I think fantastic. If you know, and you've watched this far and you're into Wintersun, if you know how long it takes them to write this sort of stuff and put this stuff out, please let me know, because I am interested to know the time it takes to create such fantastic metal music. And that's me signing out, people. King of the Pit TV, Des at Des Rocksteady. I'm signing out. One love.